Okay, I think you're connected into someone who's kind of been tricked. They're like kind of been left looking like a fool. Okay. Yeah, the roles are reversed. Somebody I feel has tricked your ex. Let's just see what this one is. Yeah, I think your ex went into something. They've invested their time and energy into a situation, and they thought it was going to be for the long haul. But no, so somebody's tricked them. I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to see what's going on here. They didn't think they'd end up like this. Okay, so someone's treated them. Okay, someone is karma. I'm just getting karma. Okay, so yeah, I do feel someone has tricked them. Someone's playing them like they played you. That's what I'm hearing today. So let's have a look. I'll just give these a shuffle. I'll take 3 cards. Just while I'm shuffling, I hope you're well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your comments. Keep leaving your comments. I do love to read them. I read them all. If you'd like a reading, just click on the title of the video. Links are below in the description box. Everything's on the website. And check out the free relationship report as well. And I hope you're well. I hope you're okay. Wherever you are, whatever country you're in, whatever you're doing. Righty-ho, let's see what... I just heard a word, I won't say it. Oh. Yeah. Okay, central energy. Player. Yeah, your ex played you, now they're being played. They thought that they took a chance on something, okay? I think you knew it wasn't going to last, or eventually. They could have been in this for a few years, but you knew it would come to an end eventually. Okay, they literally have been tricked. They were greedy. They were greedy about something. They thought they got their lucky break, that things were going to work out, okay? But do you know something? Do you know what I'm hearing? That their ego is so big that they thought they were totally irreplaceable, and they're not, okay? They're not irreplaceable in this energy. And somebody has completely played them. You know, they played the field, this ex I've got, whether it was love or just going for more money, whatever they were up to, it was all about them, okay? I feel they use people almost as arm candy. They use people for possibly somewhere to live, for finances. They have the energy of somebody in a social setting that would come across as really charming, but behind closed doors they're almost like the devil, okay? They've got a really dark energy around them, soulless energy I'm picking up on, and they saw their chance and they didn't care about what happened to you. That's what I'm getting. But this message is just to tell you really that if it's not happened already, it's going to. That they are going to find themselves out in the cold, and instead of being the centre of the universe, centre of somebody's attention, they're literally just going to be like an extra, you know? Somebody who's not needed. Because somebody has used them or is using them at the moment. But your ex thought the light would always be shining on them. You know, look at me. But no, the person or whatever they've got themselves roped into is kind of a Jekyll and Hyde energy. And I just think they've got the karma coming, okay? Yeah, they've got their karma coming. But I just want to say, not in a bad way, but you knew this was going to happen. You've waited for this. And it's not even revenge, because I think you realised what happened. It's just, you know, we do know people, don't we? Let's be honest. And, you know, if you're intuitive, you're empathetic, you can see which way it's going to go. Whether it's 6 months or 6 years, you know that that's going to happen, okay? That's going to happen. Can you give me anything else on the ex, please? Yeah, they're surrounded by a lot of gossip, a lot of hypocrisy. They've met their match, okay? The person they've got involved with, or the group of people, are very calculating and very devious. Okay, your ex thought that it was going to be wonderful, lucky break, isn't this amazing, I'm the centre of attention, etc, etc. But unfortunately for them, that is not the case. Now, they could be connected into an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, who is really spiteful. Okay, and also I feel that your ex has or is going to receive some bad news that's connected into this. There's a lot of problems, but they're connected into an air sign who's just spiteful, gossipy, and you know, this I think is the key message. There's someone watching this who, when you separated, your ex was totally unconcerned about what happened to you. You could have been sleeping in a bus shelter kind of energy. You know, they just didn't care. They did not care, okay? Well, guess what? With that extra card that came out, they're going to be the extra, like, they're not going to be part of this group. They're being pushed out. They're being pushed out of something. They're not needed. They've served their useful purpose. They're being sold down the river, as we say, okay? Totally sold down the river. Anything else, please? Yeah. Somebody's letting go of them, or a group of people are letting go of them. Okay. They're pushing them out. They're also going. Just feel your ex could have been tricked with money, but they're going to be pushed out of something they're holding on to, because I do feel this person you were with was quite avoidant and quite closed, but they hoarded. I don't think they were a very generous person. They could be generous in a social setting as long as people were looking, okay? You know, they'd be splashing the cash as long as they got loads of recognition and look at me. They got too big for their boots, but there's one hell of a come down for them. They have been totally tricked, okay? Totally and utterly tricked. Yeah, they basically, as well, I do feel with this card, it's definitely air energy. There's somebody connected into them that's air energy, not you. But I feel they were very, very hasty. But I do feel with you they were quite toxic, and I think they were hurtful, they were sharp, they were rude, they were blunt. They were also very impulsive, and when they left or ended it, they just saw the golden goose, whatever that golden goose was, and they didn't care. They just cut you off, okay? They just cut you off. But they're out of their depth now. Yeah, they're out of the depth, because their energy there underneath it's the King of Pentacles in the reverse. They could have been financially drained, or they're going to be, or they've done some deals in the physical world that are not working out, okay? Or the King of Pentacles in the reverse can speak of someone who is just so materialistic, right? I just felt they were stingy before I sorted that cards out, but it can be someone who's mismanaged their money, but also their time. They've mismanaged their time, but it can be someone who'll do anything for money, but not just money, status. You know, they could have no money or nothing or not a lot, but they like the status of being whatever costume they've decided or mask they're wearing that day. That's what I'm really feeling here. Now your ex could have been an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars. It's not just the sun sign, okay? Can you cross that card for me, please? Cross that King of Pentacles in the reverse for me. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, they just saw the golden goose, the big hand that comes out of the clouds. Yes, I'll have some of that, please. And off they rushed, complete haste, no planning. Left you for, well, this left you in the dust, really. Weren't willing to talk about it, but they've been tricked. It's karma. It's total karma, okay? There's definitely something around, I can't not say there is, because the Ace of Pentacles reversed, King of Pentacles reversed, it's got something to do with money, finances, possessions, houses, you know, something solid in the physical, not your mental, not your emotional or your energy, but there's something in the physical, like what you can touch. That's what Pentacles tend to be. The opportunity that they thought was the golden goose was an absolute sham. Somebody saw them coming. Somebody saw them coming, okay. And underneath that we have the Eight of Swords. So they're very trapped. Mentally they're trapped. They can't see a way out. But also I feel this card, a very traditional meaning of this card can mean that there's gossip around you and that people are pushing you out, okay. People are pushing you out, but they're stuck. They're backed into a corner. They're feeling paralysed, this fear, this anxiety. And they're feeling quite alone. And that's what that word extra, I can just, you know, it's just an image that I'm seeing of like a group of people or one person, and then this person you were connected into just pushed to the side. Just pushed to the side, very sort of slouched over, very despondent. They're feeling powerless, okay? They're feeling powerless at the moment. Yeah, they're trying to work out how to let go, but the Death card's here, so they will walk away from all of this, okay? They will let go. But I always feel the Death card, the Tower for me is a very quick, sudden energy. In fact, if you don't heed the Death card, I feel, in the tarot, then eventually the Tower card comes in. The Death for me is always a little bit slower. It's a transition. It's working it out. It's moving. You know, some people say it's unexpected. You know, it can be with certain cards, but with this, I feel like they're slowly going to move out of it, okay? But you know what's really going on with your ex that you don't know about? They're feeling really vulnerable right now. Their self-esteem's through the floor. They're basically in the Strength card in the reverse, okay? So yeah, they have a huge ego. You know, they do. They like to be seen. They like to be the centre of attention. And even if they're not an absolute extrovert, if they do a good deed, everybody knows about it. Everybody knows about it. Probably every time they did anything for you, they must have told you 20 times, look what I've done. But at the moment, they're feeling very inadequate, very stupid, very foolish. But they met their match. They met their match, okay? Yeah, it's the culmination. This cycle they've gone through is going to culminate. This card here for me can speak about people who stay in a relationship because either they're running a business or their finances are tied up, you know, that kind of thing. But that's all going to end, but I don't... They've been tricked. How else have they been tricked? Yeah, the Star. Now, the Star's in the reverse. Now, the Star in the reverse for me can also mean theft. Okay? It can mean theft, but it also can mean boredom, lack of inspiration, hopelessness, not seeing a future. All your dreams, all, you know, wish upon a star have crashed down to the ground. There's just despair, really, and you pair that with the Eight of Swords, and you're not seeing a way out of this. Okay, I feel it's because they're clinging on to something, but they're going to have to let go of that. And I feel that's your person's lesson. I feel they were quite materialistic, even if they hadn't got much, but they didn't share. They didn't share with you. And by sharing, it can be anything. It can be saying, look, you know, shall I buy you a cup of coffee? Or picking you some wild flowers. There was no thought with them. They were very selfish. It was all about them. You know, they were just selfish, but not with other people. Other people, I feel, were shocked when they found out what they were like. I'm just going to get you a message. I'll have a quick peek at the outcome because we've got the death card, so they're leaving something. You know, timing wise, the death could be November. Just heard that. Let's just get you just an angel card, okay? You're going to be successful. Hang on in there. This person did try to destroy you. You know, I always say this, but I think it's important. Because if you've separated from someone who makes your life hell, you start and you never had that before, you might think you've done something wrong. No, you haven't. People can separate and be fair. Sometimes relationships run out of steam. You change, you grow. You're not the same, you know, in your 50s that you are in your 20s. Some relationships grow through it, but some don't. But some people, and this is what this person was like, were just determined to take the whole goddamn lot and leave someone else with nothing, okay? You concentrate on you, okay? Success. Pray to your angel. You pray. Talk to your angel. Talk to your angel. Ask for the success. Say thank you for my success because it's already done, okay? Yeah, and you're going to, the angel of unity is here. You're going to, with some success, you're going to find a new group of people. Okay, sometime this year, you're going to find a new group of people who are on the same page as you. Because at times I feel you feel a bit isolated, that you haven't made your tribe, as we say. Because when you've been through something like you've been through with this, it changes you. Okay, it does change you. It changes your trust levels. It changes loads of things. But you're going to find sometime this year another group of people. I'm not saying a relationship, but you've also got a level of success. And also the angels are encouraging you. You've got angels around you now encouraging you to take a step. Okay, there's something, you need to take that leap of faith. Okay, just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? Really? Okay, take a leap of faith. Yeah, and the angel of gratitude's here. I think that I do love that card. Okay, I love this deck. Sometimes I'll get that card when I'm like, you know, it's just all, you know, life's life, isn't it? And you're like, oh no. And then I just think, no. And I just look around and think, oh, look at those beautiful clouds or the trees or nature. Okay. For me, the angel of gratitude isn't just about, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's about just stopping and realising the enormity and beauty of everything. It's looking at the small stuff, which I put my hands up. You know, life just is life, and it gets chaotic and it gets hard and it can be busy. But I find if that's what that card means to me, okay? Get very clear on what you want. Very clear. I think this is, what is it? Ask and thou shalt be given. Just decide it's done, okay? Just decide it's done. And honestly, I promise you, things will happen on your path. Little nudges. You'll think, oh, I'll go there today. You don't need to know the how. Honestly, please trust me on this one. You just need to make a decision and go and think, you know what? Yeah, this is going to happen for me. Right, let's see what your ex-person's going to do. Are they coming in after this all ends? Oh, Yes, I feel they are. They're going to offer you the sun, but what's underneath it is the Five of Swords. That's how I'm going to read this. Okay, so yeah. They're going to say, look, I'm here, I'm back, we can be happy again, I love you, you light my world up. But I feel the sun in their energy with this Five of Swords is an agenda. So sometimes the sun in the excess can mean they're going to promise things that they can't deliver on. But they're also going to bring a whole load of nonsense with them, and I don't trust them because they're still in the energy of that Five of Swords is out for a reason. They still have an agenda. They still like to win. They will want to win at all costs. And I still think there's a level of abuse and toxicity surrounding them. Okay? The Five of Swords, you only have to look at the image. That is someone smiling when they've completely defeated somebody. Okay? Going back to this sun, that is your success. Okay? Yeah, you're going to be successful anyway. Okay? You're going to be successful anyway. This ex-relationship, if that was me and I'd got those, I'd be like, no, it's fake. It's fake. Okay? Not with that in the outcome. It just won't end well. It will end up toxic again, possibly abusive, manipulative, gaslighting, and they haven't learned really. They haven't. You know, it's almost like that energy. They're just not happy. They got let down. They're not happy, and I think this maybe is more vengeful energy. They're not happy that they got shafted. They got screwed over. They got, you know, whatever happened here. Whatever's going on here, they're not happy. Okay? And sometimes with people, tarot aside, you know, sometimes with people, some people will look within and think, you know, God, what the hell have I done there? I need to sort myself out. And some people, it just makes them even nastier because they've got no self-awareness. And it doesn't matter how kind, it doesn't matter what you do, some people will never have any self-awareness, and you'll waste a lot of time, life, energy, breath on this planet whilst you're still alive, trying to change somebody who is never going to change. Okay, they're just not going to. So take care. You're amazing though. You're on the pedestal. Beautiful energy for you. Just take that leap of faith. Get clear. Just do it. Feel the fear and do it, because you know on the other side of fear is always something else. Always. And even if the thing that you thought was going to be it isn't, there's something else. Okay? And it's only when you look back you'll see that path. Okay? I love you. Speak soon. Take care. Bye.